It's a brand new week and more drama within AEW. The drama seemingly is more interesting than anything that they're doing across Dynamite and Collision. Britt Baker, cheating allegations against her from another podcaster, not me. I didn't say anything, but another podcaster has now accused Britt Baker of cheating on Adam Cole. Also, is WWE interested in the Good Doctor? I got the update on that. Very important question as we'll round out the Britt Baker news this week right here on Off the Script. Ricky Starks, he's been iced just like Britt Baker has. Mr. Freeze, Tony Kahn, is now Mr. Freeze. He's freezing everybody's contract. We got the latest on Ricky Starks as he has finally asked for his AEW release. A vicious rumor going around about Tony Kahn and Britt Baker. We'll dead that today right here on the podcast. And Nikki Bella is making her way back to the WWE and wants to wrestle once again. I need to know why. I don't know. We'll figure it out right here on today's Off the Script for your January 23rd, 2025. We'll start with my guy, Ricky Starks. Tony Kahn reportedly, Mr. Freeze reportedly, denies Ricky Starks' request for an AEW release. Now, Ricky Starks is looking for his way out of AEW after not being used for nearly a year. The last time we saw Ricky Starks wrestle on national television was back in March during a tag team title tournament where it was him and Big Bill going up against Top Flight. Ricky Starks was injured, and this was all for the tournament to crown new AEW Tag Team Champions at Wrestle Dynasty. Or Dynasty, AEW Dynasty, whatever the fucking name was of the show. Wrestle Dynasty, Wrestle Dream, where the best wrestle. Who the fuck cares? The ratings, they aren't the best. Ricky Starks could help in that, but he wants out. Ebu of Wrestling Purists reported that Starks has asked for his AEW release in the past, but AEW CEO Tony Khan won't grant him this release. As a result, he will have to wait out the rest of his deal with the company. Per the report, several things led to the situation, most of which will never be reported. Let's try and figure it out, folks. It's not that difficult to figure out. Ricky Starks made it very well known that he wants out of AEW. So he goes and he gets invited to the Royal Rumble to see Cody Rhodes win the Royal Rumble for a second time in a row. He sees one of his best friends go on to challenge Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 for the WWE Championship in hopes of finishing his story. Now, whether you want to believe it or not, some sections of the IWC say that Ricky Starks was given clearance to go to the Royal Rumble and be backstage in WWE to support his good friend Cody Rhodes. Then there are other sections of the IWC that say that was not the case and Ricky Starks did not get permission, and Ricky Starks was then rightfully punished for showing up backstage at the Royal Rumble when Tony Khan clearly said no. I don't really see what the big deal is. Tony doesn't want anybody mingling or anybody on his team mingling with others on the other team. But Dustin Rhodes was there to support his brother, Cody Rhodes. I don't really see what the big deal is. You know, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania season, it is a celebration of professional wrestling. It is the biggest pro wrestling show that anybody does all year, and it's to be celebrated. People party. Everybody's excited for WrestleMania, except for AEW. They don't want none of their talent supporting anybody else that they know in the company. That seemingly has what landed Ricky Starks in the doghouse. Why? Because Tony Khan is a petty little man. That's why. Fightful Select had reported a while back that Starks had asked for an option not to be picked up in late 2023. He asked AEW not to pick up his option in late 2023, and that was ignored by AEW, and they subsequently picked up his one-year option and haven't used him since. Now more details have emerged. Starks plans to stay relevant by working independent dates. He has since worked Glory Pro, WrestlePocalypse, and House of Glory, although he was pulled from GCW appearances after the Effie controversy that happened within GCW. There have been reports of WWE being interested in Starks once available. It's believed he will be WWE bound once his AEW deal is up. Now I'm seeing screenshots. I don't know if they're true or not. I am seeing screenshots that if you go to shopaew.com, Ricky Starks and his merchandise has now also been pulled from shopaew.com. So that would make now Rey Fenix and Ricky Starks not able to make money or any sort of revenue off any AEW merchandise through their official shop online. Why is Tony Khan doing this? Why doesn't Tony Khan just grant him his release? At one point or another, Tony Khan says, if nobody wants to be here, then I will let you go. That sets an obviously ugly precedent for the rest of the locker room because Tony knows, we all know, and the IWC knows that there are several names back there that do not want to be there. You let one go, you're going to get a fucking mob of people asking, well, what about me? What about me? Can I get my release? I don't want to be here anymore. So Tony has no choice but to ice everybody that does not want to be there. And I don't really understand this business practice. You are paying people to ultimately sit at home and do nothing. Now, Ricky Starks is working the independents. That's great for him. Gets his name out there. And no matter how much ice Tony Khan throws on Ricky Starks, he's going to continue to build his name and his brand. And when he eventually is free, he is going to be perfectly set for when he goes to WWE, which is where everybody expects him to land regardless. Rey Fenix, I wish he would work the independents. I wish he would take the same steps as Ricky Starks. Who knows if Rey Fenix even asked management to go work the indies? At this point, Rey Fenix has caused so much damage for himself on social media with the company that any request to work any other dates outside of AEW might be denied. We don't really know. At the end of the day, this is all it boils down to, folks. Why is it happening to Ricky Starks? Why is it happening to Britt Baker? Why is it happening to Miro, Wardlow, and anybody else that you don't see on television, Rey Fenix? What is the problem? What is the core problem? Who is the core problem? It's Tony Khan. Tony Khan is a fraud. It's plain and simply put, he's a fraud. He's not the man that everybody expected him to be. He's not the man that he presented himself to be. We perceived him to be the alternative. He's not. Vince McMahon went away. Vince McMahon is no longer affiliated with the WWE. So evil presents itself in new ways, shapes, and forms. Tony Khan is basically the reincarnate of Vince McMahon because this is exactly what Vince McMahon would have done. Icing people and putting them on the shelf so people forget about them. You are not going to forget about any of these men and women in the day and age of social media. People will start asking questions. People will be riling up speculation and rumors and dirt. And they will use social media as a way to continue to build the names of these characters when the characters can't physically do that for themselves. So I don't really understand what Tony Khan is planning to do here. He's just throwing money right down the fuck. You might as well give me the fucking money and I'll go buy another goddamn dark horse, really. Seriously, all the money that Tony is wasting just to keep these men and women on ice so that they don't go anywhere else is ridiculous. But this is what happens when you are a money mark and that you run a vanity project because your parents raised you a certain way, to feel a certain way, to think a certain way. You can blow money on this. Money grows on trees to these people. This is what he wanted to do. He didn't want to own the Jacksonville Jaguars. He didn't want to own a fucking soccer team. He didn't want to do anything in life but own a pro wrestling promotion. And that's exactly what his father's money got him. And that's all he's going to do. And he's going to do it his way. His way is killing the company. Tony Khan is nothing more than a controlling, power-hungry, fucking 40-year-old who's acting like a 7-year-old. He's a 7-year-old trapped in a 42-year-old man's body. That's all he is. And no matter what you and I and me and everybody else thinks about Tony Khan and the way he's handling business, nothing will change because he's got so much money that he doesn't know what to do with it. Tony Khan is set for 7 fucking lifetimes with the amount of money his family has. You think him throwing money at Ricky Starks fucking matters to anybody? They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit whatsoever. But at the end of the day, everything that he's doing to these men and women, the control, the power, the fucking pettiness, him being absolutely clueless at what he's doing, he is ruining day by day the entire perception of AEW. Everybody that looked at AEW as once upon a time a way to maybe break out in the pro wrestling space, they are not looked at that anymore. Vince McMahon going away killed AEW to a point where it is fucking completely irreparable. Plain and simply put. Everybody's going to want to go to WWE because the way that they see Triple H running the company, there are so many more resources there. They got NXT, they got the WWID program, they got fucking levels to build yourself up. They got people who know what the business is and how to run a business. They got people there that nurture fucking professional wrestlers and character developments. AEW has none of this. It has one man and a fucking podcasting hack who failed at podcasting, who thinks he could go and run and be Tony Khan's right-hand man and all of a sudden write fucking creative for AEW. Will Washington and everybody else that Tony Khan hired on his team is actively killing the fucking company. What do you think Will Washington's going to end up doing to AEW? You think this guy's going to be the fucking saving grace for AEW? You think he's going to be the guy that pulls AEW out of the fucking dark depths of hell that they're currently sitting in right now? He's as qualified as I am. And I'm more successful. More times than any other point in his podcasting career. I'm 1,000 times more successful than he is. So what makes him more qualified to do the fucking job than anybody else talking about it on social media? But they put their hopes and their faith in this fucking guy. The perception of AEW is killed in all different ways. And AEW right now, doesn't matter what they do, if it's good, if it's bad, if they put on a great segment like they did last night with Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. Oh my God, the feeling is restored. No, it's not. For 15 fucking minutes? What about the rest of the fucking show? Got an hour and 45 minutes left of this show, and it was a complete disaster. There is no hope. Even when they do something good, the negative is always going to outshine the positive. Because that is the perception that they have created, and they refuse to change. Everything that they do is great. Once they start acknowledging the problems, then we will be on the road to recovery. But as far as these men and women who are being iced by Mr. Freeze over there, I mean, there's no hope for them. They're gonna have to really mentally prepare themselves for the long wait. Britt's gotta wait. Ricky Stark's gotta wait. Ray Phoenix has gotta wait. It'll happen. And when you do see that glimmer of sunshine and you're free from this fucking asshole's clutches, then that will be the best day, and it will be the most satisfying day that you've ever had. A lot of people fell for Tony Khan's charm, and a lot of people fell for Tony Khan's act. He's proven nothing, but he is the biggest fraud in all of professional wrestling. As far as Britt Baker is concerned, there is vicious rumors going around about Britt Baker. First of all, we'll start with this. WWE does not expect AEW's Britt Baker to be available anytime soon. There was a report that WWE would scoop up Britt Baker. I even said it on Tuesday Night Titans with Salamonster. I guarantee you, if Britt Baker is available, WWE would scoop her up in a hot minute. I said it verbatim. If you take Britt Baker and all of the speculation that has been surrounding this woman, if you take all the problems that Britt Baker has and you take her out of AEW, where there is no clear-cut management, there is no fucking system in AEW at all for the talent. If you take all of the problems that have occurred with Britt Baker in AEW and you put her in WWE, I guarantee you there will be not one single problem with Britt Baker in the WWE women's locker room. Not one. Because it's a fucking business. That's why. There's no leadership in AEW. If there was, all of these stories, A, would not be getting out. They want them out. Somebody clearly is talking to Dave Meltzer. And B, all of this shit would have been fucking snipped the moment it happened. There is no leadership. Nobody knows how to lead in that company, especially Tony Khan. You think the leadership is going to come from him? He don't give a fuck. He doesn't give a shit about putting on, a great show that's riddled with fucking great story, long-term vision. No, banger matches. I gotta make Dave Meltzer happy, man. I gotta deliver a 7-star classic. Never mind a 5, man. If we're 4.5, I'm not doing my job. All of these influences are killing AEW. You take Brit out of AEW and you put her in WWE, she will thrive. I guarantee you. So Tony Kahn reportedly is fed up with Britt Baker, that he's not using her. Should that change, she will get the call. Baker is not expected back to TV imminently. That was the last report. Brian Alvarez says it's believed that Baker has quite left on her deal, and most people in AEW don't know why she isn't being used. During the latest episode of WrestleVotes on Sportskeeda's Backstage Patreon Pass, it was noted to those in WWE about Britt Baker, and WWE does not expect Baker to be available anytime soon. WrestleVotes says, and I quote, "We followed up on the Britt Baker story potentially being out of AEW. We did ask an AEW source for clarification, which was met with no comment. When we asked the WWE sources if the company would be interested in her if she does become available, the key phrase here is if she becomes available, we were told a resounding yes. But they don't expect that to be the case anytime soon. WWE does not expect Britt Baker to be available anytime soon." I would say logically 26, maybe 27, that Britt Baker becomes readily available to leave AEW. So we got some time left to go. I mean, Tony would be a fool to leave Britt Baker on ice for 2 years. I mean, I would welcome her to House of Glory. Absolutely. She should be doing indies. You know, I don't want her to remain stagnant at all and not get any reps in and not get any work in. So I wish her nothing but the best. You know, we did realistically talk about the fact that all these problems have occurred. All these stories have gotten out. I believe most of them. I believe that she caused a lot of these problems. I do believe that she's not the only one to blame. I do think that the leadership is also to blame for allowing all of this to happen. They should have put a stop to it. But Britt is a problem in a place where there's no real leadership. If there was leadership, there would not be any problems. And if there was a problem, the leadership would stop it from getting worse. This is what happened when the man who has the paychecks, he doesn't present himself and make himself readily available to anybody. He doesn't give a shit. So yes, Britt is to blame, but Tony Khan is also to blame, and AEW is to blame, and everybody on Tony's team is to blame as well for allowing this to happen. So yes, WWE is absolutely interested in Britt Baker, and if she still wants to wrestle, she would absolutely jump at the chance to go to WWE. Now, the shit with Adam Cole, which is fucking pathetic, because wrestling fans are the absolute dirt worst. Britt Baker is also this week fighting back against claims about her split from Adam Cole. There were comments online being attributed to Konnan's podcast, and the claim is that Baker and Cole's relationship ended because she cheated on him. Now, I was hearing speculation about another individual in AEW. I'm not even going to entertain the idea or the story. I don't really give a shit about these people's personal lives. I talk about specifically what happens on the television programming, but fans can't help themselves. So Britt heard all these rumors. Britt heard Konnan and whoever is on Konnan's podcast, and Britt said this, and I quote, "I understand we as performers are expected to have thick skin through opinions and lies we read about ourselves, but spreading lies about my personal life is just low, weird, and something I won't tolerate. I've never cheated on anyone in my life. Hashtag tell your source." End quote. I don't know why we're all of a sudden now trying to divulge into Britt and Adam Cole's personal life. Who cares? And what business is it of you to care about what she does, who she dates, why they split? People split every day. Marriages end every day. You interjecting yourself into a pro wrestler or any celebrity's personal life to a point where you know specific details that not many people know, that really shouldn't know, that makes you a bizarre weirdo. Honestly. You have no fucking life, no reason why you're even walking amongst the living at that point, because you're a fucking weirdo, and I'm assuming you have some real fucking deep-rooted problems where you should be fucking institutionalized somewhere and locked up and the key thrown away. I mean, these people are fucking ridiculous. If it's not finding Mercedes' fucking flight log and what airline she travels at and what gate she's going to be at and what city she's going to be at and what hotel she's going to be at, what her fucking room number is going to be, what her shoe size is. Same thing with Alexa Bliss. Their fan base, over there with Alexa Bliss is fucking what the name of her pig is, what the fucking shoe size of her child is, what color hair her child has, what her name is. You know, it's like, holy shit, what her favorite cartoon. I mean, these people are fucking mental. Mental. Why? I don't get it. It's mostly the females. It's mostly the females that get it. There was a vicious rumor going around about Jey Uso and Jada Parker. Meanwhile, I seen the clip. People thought that Jey Uso was cheating on his wife with Jada Parker because they were at a party somewhere. Meanwhile, the guy in the fucking video was nothing like Jey Uso. People are ridiculous. Ridiculous. These people want to be a part of the celebrities and pro wrestlers' lives because they have no lives of their own. Keep the personal shit to the people who are dealing with it, which is Brit and Adam Cole. Go find a fucking hobby, go find a life, and maybe go find somebody that you could settle down with and do what you need to do so you stay out of everybody else's business. Ridiculous. Tony Kahn. Apparently there was a rumor going around in regards to Britt Baker. There was an audio file going around that claimed to be a private meeting between Tony Kahn and Warner Brothers executives talking about Britt Baker and the fact that she's going to WWE. PW Insider picked up on this fake audio making the rounds on social media and claims that this is all AI generated and not real at all. For months, there's been no update on the third program since Rampage was confirmed to be discounted or discontinued. AEW has been shopping around Shockwave with the rumor of it landing on Fox, and that reportedly has also fell through. I mean, the ratings for AEW are down across the board. I don't know why Fox would be interested in another AEW IP when they can't even get their fucking cards in order for the other two shows that they have going on right now on both TNT and TBS. So if you guys heard that audio file, I did. I almost fell for it. I realized that it was fake. If you guys see this fake audio file going around, it is only AI generated and not real whatsoever. Moving on, we got Nikki Bella. Apparently, Nikki Bella could be on her way back to the WWE. It was reported today by WrestleVotes that there is significant discussions about Nikki Bella returning to action. In other words, it looks like she will be coming out of retirement. Now that she got divorced from her abusive husband, now she has all the time in the world to get back to doing professional wrestling. WrestleVote says we're told significant discussions have taken place regarding a Nikki Bella return to action, with the strong expectation from multiple WWE sources that it will happen sooner rather than later. Sounds like a Royal Rumble appearance could certainly be in the cards. Nikki Bella officially announced her retirement from in-ring competition on the season finale of Total Bellas in 2019. The primary reason cited was her health. She had undergone neck surgery in 2016 to repair a herniated disc, a consequence of her physical and power-based wrestling style, notably her finishing move, the Rack Attack 2.0. She also revealed that a benign cyst had been found on her brain. While not cancerous, it was another health concern that contributed to her decision to step away from the ring. I mean, that is a pretty serious thing, which probably would get anybody to rethink their life choices. She felt her body telling her it was time to step away. Now she's coming back, and listen, I'm not the biggest Nikki Bella fan. I'm not the biggest Bella fan at all. But if Nikki wants to get back into the ring, I do think that she could add some value to the division. I do. There are obvious superstar depth problems. There are just depth problems in general for the women's division. If she could add another superstar name to the overall list of women that they have right now existing and that they're going to call up from NXT, she would be a nice name to throw into the hat and wrestle here and there on Raw or on SmackDown. I don't really expect her to have a major role, but the fact that she had retired in 2019, she had undergone neck surgery in 2016, the benign cyst scaring her shitless. I mean, and now the abusive husband and the divorce. You got to feel for her at some point. And if she wants to come back and she feels like she can add, I would welcome her back with open arms. I do. She wasn't bad. She wasn't bad. I don't know how she's going to be in 2025, but she was not bad at all. So if she wants to go and wrestle, she's got my support. I'd like to see it happen. I don't know really how she would fit in with the obvious Stephanie Vaquers and Julias and Rhea Ripley's and Becky Lynch's and Bianca Belair's and Charlotte Flair and Io Sky. And I don't know how she's going to fit into the overall vibe of today's women's performer in WWE. I mean, she's obviously more diva. These wrestlers that I just named are obviously more pro wrestling centric. It's going to be an adjusting period for her. Is she going to be able to adjust? It's going to be fun to see. So Nikki Bella, on her way back to the WWE, we could be looking at a Royal Rumble spot for the former Divas champion in WWE. Guys, thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoyed today's upload. I will be back tomorrow with more. It's nice to be back home. I am in the comfort zone right here. You guys know that I love bringing you content when I can. If you did enjoy it, please hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 likes today on OTS. Make sure you guys go check out all of the other videos on this channel. We were live on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Raw, TNT, number 80, and Dynamite last night with my guy Jesse. Go check the second channel out. Content going up there this week as well. We uploaded something there today, so go check that out. And make sure you guys leave a comment down below. Helps us out in the algorithm, and I love being in the algorithm. Also, most important, hit that subscribe button, and again, the thumbs up. And I will see you right back here with more. I will be live Friday after SmackDown right here on Off the Script. See you guys later.